Gentlemen, and welcome back to another Southwest NASCAR Sim Series live stream for another exhibition race before the start of Season 2. This time, it's the Clash at Daytona, and in case you didn't notice, we're looking at the Season 1 point standings right here, and this is the location that we went to find all of the drivers who were eligible for the Clash, with the exception of some people who don't appear on this list who are in the Clash, like Sam Blaney and Payson Avery for poles and wins at non-points races. But the drivers eligible for the Clash today were our defending champion II Coaster Enthusiast, and he is running this race starting on the pole because the starting order determined by these point standings. Then Adrian will be rolling off in none other than the
come on.
yeah,
think about
will be rolling off in fourth in the number 39 car, and that is also for a set of wins and pulls. Flashee McClashee eligible for this race. He's rolling off in seventh, I believe.
Okay.
Pulls and wins. Adrian Mobley would be running this race if he was still in this series, but he's eligible for the race, but not continuing. Matt Banswicki would be running this race if he didn't get banned from the series. And then I, obviously, rolling off in second. Sean Kyle would run the race, but again, he's not running this season. Cole McIlmoyle will be running this race, rolling off in sixth. George Duriarte is also eligible, but not in this race. And then Ryan Boyer, eligible, but not in this race. He and Uriarte are not in this series. Matthew Nile is still in the series, and he will be rolling off in 10th. Chris Canavan, eligible, won the Clash last year, but as well as Homestead, but again, not running the series this season. News Better will make the field this season, rolling off in 11th. He's your Daytona 500 winner. Greninja Talonflame would roll off, or would start this race, but again, not running this season. And then Payson Avery is rolling off in 5th today, winner of the Coca-Cola Exhibition last year. Creeper of Hope would be in the Clash, but again, not in the series. Same with Robot Spider. Both of them earned poles last season. And then the other, I think that is just about it, except for the 3, which is in the Clash, and that is Brian Anders winning at Charlotte, and Parker, or no, not Parker, Brandon Delpino for the pole at Talladega. And so, let's get into the game, shall we?
Let's go! This is Ben Pierce, co-commentators with Payson Avery today, and I have one thing before we start. Daytona.
Oh my gosh.
Daytona.
Just gotta pop the game open real quick and then start streaming to Discord, and then we are set to go. I've already set up the qualifying order, which is in order of points from last season, and that is points, not wins. So, stream should
stop singing, Ben.
Welcome back, Build. Goodbye, Build.
Bye, Build.
Well, Daytona Rising is the location for today's race. And yes, we do want to resume the saved race. Because that saved race has the starting lineup for today's...
Isn't this a great day?
There you go, Brain. There you go. This is Dib's also second half.
Yeah, today is a great day to go racing. we'll get down to the racetrack. Happy hour in progress, but let's hop forward to the race, shall we?
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers.
Tiny field makes it harder to accelerate.
Drivers, to your
We'll
cars.
pause here. So, we'll go through the starting order. On the pole for today's activities is defending champion Coaster Enthusiast. Also, winner of Michigan and Atlanta. Rolling off in P2 is the number 8 of DNP_10, winner of the Talladega race, as well as the pole sitter for the Atlanta race. Rolling off in third is the number 59 of Sam Blaney, winner of pole sitter for the Michigan race, as well as the Martinsville race. Rolling off in fourth is Adrian in the number 78 DNP Racing Toyota Camry. And he rolls off in fourth with wins under his belt at Auto Club Speedway, as well as what was the other track that he won at? Martinsville. That's right. And pole sitting at Auto Club Speedway, dominating that race, and winning and pole sitting at Martinsville. Rolling off in fifth is Payson Avery in the number 5 WeatherTech Ford Mustang, winner of the Coca-Cola Exhibition last season. And he's driving for Avery Motorsports, one of two Avery Motorsports drivers in this field. Rolling off in sixth is the number 61 of Kole McIlmoyle, who won at Chicagoland last season. Ironically, his favorite racetrack. And Kole McIlmoyle obviously going to try and you get his Builder Motorsports Ford Mustang to the checkered flag in first. Rolling off in seventh is the number 18 DNP Racing Toyota Camry, bearing the Canyon Blue Southwest livery. One of 4 DNP Racing cars in this field, the others being DNP in the 8 and Ad in the 78. And he is the winner of the New Hampshire race. Rolling off in 8th is the number 15 of Benjamin Pierce, driver of the Red Bull Ford Mustang for Avery Motorsports, and sat on the pole for the Homestead race. Rolling off in position number 9 is the number 92 of Esko Laukkanen, and he's one of the few independent drivers for this season. And I guess I have not put that paint scheme in yet, but that paint scheme has been completed and will be in for the duels this Friday. He won the All-Star race last season. Then rolling off in position number 10 is the 26 of Matthew Nile, pole sitter at Toronto Indy and winner at Toronto Indy. Rolling off in position number 11 is Daytona 500 winner, Muse Better, in that Southwest Airlines Toyota Camry for DNP Racing. And then rolling off in 12th is the number 22 of Carlos Tavares for Niche Motorsports. Sat on the pole for the Pocono race last season, did not win it. Rolling off in 13th is the number 10 Credit One Bank Toyota Camry for Cassidy Team Racing. That is Brandon Del Pino, who, as mentioned earlier, sat on the pole for the Talladega race. And rounding out your field is the Southwest Open winner, and that is Brian Anders in the Guitar Center number 3 Chevrolet Camaro, and he is the final independent driver in this field. So now
That's pretty cool.
Continue a couple other team drivers that I forgot to mention. The 69 of Coaster Enthusiast, who is on the pole, is one of Aiden Smith's drivers for Black Cat Racing. His teammate is directly behind him on this restart. That'll be Sam Blaney in the 59. And then the 26 of Matthew Nile is a Stash Motorsports driver. We'll go trackside for the, well, actually, command given. Forgot that the sound is not in the game anymore. Because
doesn't Matthew Nile own Stash Motorsports?
Yes, Matthew Nile owns Stash Motorsports, and actually, as a matter of fact, we have a couple of team owners in this race. The number 8 of DNP, he owns the DNP Racing. Then the number 61 of Kole McIlmoyle, representing Builder Motorsports. I believe he's the only BM driver in this field. And then the 26 owns Stash Motorsports.
Oh.
And just as a piece of irony, I guess, DNP Racing has the most drivers in the Clash today with 4. And then second is second is Avery Motorsports, I guess, with 2, tied with Black Cat Racing for that number with 2 as well.
Team, don't you darn jerk.
And then the rest have 1. That being the Team Cassidy Racing with the 10 in the field today, Stash Motorsports with the 26, and Niche with the 22.
I think it's kind of funny that when you went over who team owners are, you completely skipped over me.
Well, you're irrelevant.
Oh yeah, Payson is also the owner of Avery Motorsports. And
I was gonna say,
well,
forgive me now.
Anyways, coming up to
someone accidentally set it to 50 laps, but that's okay, we don't care, we're just gonna do this race. Green flag is back in the air, we're underway here for the Clash at Daytona.
Back underway? What?
Hi, Georgie.
Somebody had forgot to set the lap number right. Okay, me. This race is underway, and down the backstretch they go, already fanning out, getting to be double file still. They looked about to be 3 wide down the backstretch, but they keep it double file for the time being.
If I mute myself, it's because I'm coughing up a storm.
That's why I don't want
Well, the defending champion leads the first lap. That's Coaster Enthusiast, and the number 69, Six Flags Entertainment Corporation Ford Mustang. And he had a great season last year. Managed to win 2 races, which is tied with everybody in the field for the most wins. And he had the points lead for basically the entire second half of the season, really ever since Atlanta Motor Speedway when we did the calculations of points. And nobody could touch him. The driver that actually got closest, ironically enough, is his teammate this season, and that is the 59 of Sam Blaney. But even then, he was still several points behind. 3 wide now for third place, and the 92 being aggressive up the inside there.
Toyota's behind them.
You say the 69 of Payson, Avery?
No, just shut up. Those 2 have been connected since the start of the game. So let's see. And there has been some overheating issues. Oh, there's contact!
Owie!
We'll see if there's any wrecks. Again, small field.
Now, if you remember, before the stream started, I said there was going to be a wreck, and now next thing you see is my car getting hit.
I mean,
well, ain't that So, well, the question that I have is,
Oh,
the race was initially planned to be 30 laps, but I guess it was extended to 50. Question that I have for you then is, what do you think is going through the drivers' minds right now, especially since their setups may only be good for 30 laps?
Well,
the
shoot.
first 35, 40 laps is all about survival. You have to survive this track. You don't want to make any moves and take anybody else out. You want to survive.
Well, obviously, this is going to be Bison's bidding today.
At the end of these runs, their cars are going to be horrible. Hold on, next pit stop will get you tires, we'll get you whatever you need to make you drive better, make the cars better. Always on deck after 40 laps.
I do have a feeling that pit strategy might play a role in this if there is bidding.
Oh yeah, pit stops. I have no doubt that we're gonna hit green flag pit stops, and that's gonna come really around lap 36 to 40. That's the pit window here at Daytona, and it's the same pit window really for Talladega as well. But the question is, who's gonna be that first car that rolls the dice and comes down to pit road early, gambling really the chance of staying on the lead lap even maybe, because what happens when nobody goes with you?
All the way to the back. That's what happens. Again, if you go hit green flag stops, you want to communicate with your partner, with any drafting partner that you're going down. Because when you get out there, there's no instant because of the restrictor plate. So you wouldn't have an instant drafting partner, or else you will be stuck and actually for the most part, you go down tracks with not a draft partner, you'll usually get lapped.
And at this racetrack, unlike Coca-Cola, where we'll be in a couple of races, and where we were last Wednesday, or last Thursday rather, there are restrictor plates for this race. And so as you probably noticed, the field topping off at around 202 miles an hour, and so they really can't get away from each other. And I mean, they didn't really get that far away from each other at Coca-Cola either, but you saw a little more spreading out there than you do here. So you have to wonder if that's going to play a factor in who wins this thing.
And again, Cola, the 15 with a huge wreck. He's just got released from the hospital last week. It's good to see him back out and driving.
Well, the 15 up to position number 2, and he's riding in behind. He was better one of the D&P Racing Toyotas as they head down the back straightaway. And Ben Pierce trying to get something done for Avery Motorsports, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Matthew Nile gets up the inside, takes P2 away. Now he'll have a chance at the lead. But it seems that they're running single file a lot at the front of this field.
I have actually some news for you, DNP. The sponsor that Matthew has, Kmart, their chain is actually closing their stores.
That is very interesting. So that 26 is probably going to need to find some new sponsorship to keep that team afloat. We'll see.
There's actually a Kmart that is near me. It's about 30 minutes away, and it's actually closing its doors as well.
Here comes DNP down on the bottom. And
Another
he's going to take the lead.
And actually, he might need to fight.
He's going to slide right up. And I think that Esko Laukkanen in that 92 car, he was in the 27 last season under the name of Garrett Schima, but he might have the lead very soon here.
I have a question for you as well.
How the heck you say his name?
Esko Laukkanen? that question.
So for Matthew, isn't instead of Kmart, isn't Sears his other sponsor?
I think so, maybe.
Well,
have to
that's a
look at that.
fun story because Sears is also closing most of its stores, if not all of them.
92 with
Well, there goes the 92 to the race lead.
Kmart was bought out by Sears years ago, and now Sears and Kmart, I guess, are having a little bit of problems now. And apparently, I actually looked this up the other day. Apparently, they might be closing all their stores.
Well, if you need furniture or clothing or I don't know what all you get at Kmart and Sears, but you might as well get it now before those two stores close up.
Anyways, the 92.
Back to the race. We've got 4 Toyotas in the top 4. Or 4 Toyotas in the top 5, actually.
True fact, Sears and Kmart actually filed for bankruptcy earlier this year. Earlier last year.
What's cool about Kmart?
Huh.
I'm just saying it's quite interesting.
Actually, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Toyotas in this field. And I think that's the most out of any manufacturer.
I think actually hot second.
We also got a couple of Fords.
Again, 15 a new manufacturer.
So there's, what, 6 Toyotas, 2 Independents, and 4 DNP Racing. Then there's several Fords. We got the 59, the 26, the 69, and then the 5 and the 15. And that rounds out at a grand total of 5 Fords, and then there's 6 Fords with the 61, and then there's 2 Chevrolets in this race. So the Chevys are kind of by their lonesome when it comes to manufacturer alliances. So the question that I have to ask is, who do you think Chevrolet is going to try and get it in with?
I always... Oh, go in with hit cycle? Sorry, I was blanking out.
What I'm asking is, since the manufacturer with the fewest cars in this field is Chevrolet, who do you think they're going to be working with?
I think they'll be working with their American counterparts for the Ford. I mean, it just has to pretend to be Chevrolet car, and they just have to pick if that again makes any sense.
Well, 69 car leads here from Daytona. Position number 2 is the 4 of Muse Better. And how ironic would it be if these two finished 1-2, where you have the championship winner and then the Daytona 500 winner, 1-2 at Daytona for season number 2.
That actually would be quite something. Because again, 16 inventory now in the middle of 3 and 4. But all of these cars have led, or most of the cars in the back, at least a few of them, have led at least once. So let's see how they're going to back up to the front of the pack. A 15 car actually I think he might have dropped back to some cold there, like in Coca-Cola, like in some, actually some offline races had overheating issues at plate tracks like Talladega.
Well, Steve, if we have any overheating issues here today, everybody's still with a shot at winning this race, and they're all within the draft. And remember that as these drivers run throughout this race, tires are going to get more worn out, although they won't be too much of a factor, but we'll see what tire strategy they go with.
Oh god,
We'll also see a lot of guys shuffling throughout the field throughout the day, because really anybody inside of this field has a shot at winning, seeing as it's such a small group of cars, only 14.
So, let's talk about the 61 of Kole McIlmoyle. Started towards the mid to the rear, to the end of the pack, collected the 5 to 50, and again is moving up. So again, it's just a chance of where you are. You have to put yourself in the first 35 to 40 laps. Not only surviving, you want to put yourself in a place where you can make a good pass for the win. So you can make that all-important last move for the win.
And oh, by the way, if you're speaking of people coming from the back, the biggest mover of this race right now, I think, might just be either that number 3 car or the number 10, because those two drivers started on the back row of this race. And last time by the start finish line, the 10 was leading, the 22 or the 3 was second, or was third. Granted, they've been shuffled out on the outside lane now, but again, it just shows you that you can get pretty much anywhere here at Daytona.
And that 61 and the 69 looks like let's see if the 61 could make a move on. Is that the 69? Make a move.
22 is the race leader.
22, my bad. And the 61. So let's see. And will the 61 take his manufacturing partners with him? Yeah. Actually, no. This is the 5 will get under the 61 and the 20. No, maybe not the 22. We'll find out in turn 1 and 2.
And oh, by the way, how ironic that Cole McIlmoyle is driving this TD car, seeing as TD is the official sponsor of the TD Bank Arena, which is in Boston, which is home of the Boston Bruins, the team that have eliminated the Toronto Maple Leafs in 2013.
You're forgetting 2011?
Well, yeah, 2011. I think they did it in 2013 as well. 2017, I want to say.
Yep. I think
And 2018 for sure, and then 2019.
Yeah, Builder, did you hear that?
I think
Stop talking about Boston, okay, thanks.
2011, was it 5-0? They blew the lead? It was something like that.
And
Anyways,
oh,
let's not talk
also,
about floundering.
guess what number you get if you add 6 to if you add 6 to 61, guess what number you get?
69.
Nope, 67, the last time the Leafs won a Stanley Cup.
I just wanted to say the number.
Oh, that was good jokes.
It was 4-1, Ben. You're freaking dumb.
I think we might have a pissed off fan here who was climbing the fence. We might need to get security down here.
Security.
Anyways,
Yeah, well,
besides
security never does their time anyway.
besides
I mean, heck,
talking about-
look, we've got a guy who freaking bashed his head in last race, and he's still running this thing.
I mean, the 15 was killed, if that's what you're talking about. Anyways, away from
I'm
floundering,
hijacking the stream. It's mine now.
away from talking about floundering playoff teams who can't make it, even with the Stanley Cup caliber team. Race.
Well, let's go from talking hockey championships to Southwest NASCAR Series Championships. This 69, as mentioned numerous times throughout the stream, is the defending champion. He wants to get his season started off on the right foot, get back to what he was doing at the end of last season, winning races, driving consistently, getting W's, getting good point stays. Granted, you can't get a real point stay out of this race, but points races are coming up very soon. And we'll actually be setting up the starting order for the very first points race of the season right after this one. So don't go away after this race ends. We'll be setting the pole at, the front row for the Daytona 500, as well as the starting order for the Daytona Duels.
That car, I think the 22 hit the wall.
Well, they're 3 wide behind him, multiple rows deep.
Somebody wrecked
Anyways,
already.
halfway. When do you think we'll see pit stops?
Like I said, 36 to 40.
Somebody wrecked it.
Wide.
3 wide for position number 2, and all 3 of those cars that are 3 wide right now are DP Racing Toyotas.
It must look at that and be, oh God, please, Jesus, people,
Well,
be careful.
DNP riding just a couple of car lengths back there, and that number 8 Geico. Oh, I thought there was contact there. There was not.
I mean, again, good thing that
Cars on the apron though.
DNP, you having visions again?
DNP is sponsored by Geico, the official car insurance of DNP Motorsports. Am I wrong?
I would just like to note that I'm eating applesauce right now.
You can shut up.
Congratulations.
I hope you shovel that car.
Well, the driver in the lead right now is no stranger to winning exhibition races. He won he won the All-Star race last season, and he could very well win this race this season just as much as anybody in this field. Just past the halfway point here from Daytona.
It sounds
Dad
like
told me to
DNP.
shove it down my throat.
Oh God. It sounds like DNP needs a free complimentary Red Bull. He sounds a little tired. Oh, but no. One of our commentators sounds very tired. Anyways, enough about racing. 30 laps. Will we see any Undertakers?
We'll find out here in these next couple of laps as we get closer and closer to green flag stops. This field has been absolutely restless. I can't even count how many lead changes we've seen.
Excuse you.
Excuse me is right. DNP definitely calming down a little bit, seeing as his drivers aren't being in as dicey situations right now.
Well, you know what? I'm dead last. How did this happen?
Shut up.
Well,
Okay.
Payson and Avery to the back. But
He might have had a
Payson's
penalty.
not a stranger to starting in the rear of the field and coming up through.
I was gonna say, I thought you were about to say I'm not a stranger to being in the back. I was gonna slap you.
Well, he's not a stranger to being in the back, but he's also not a stranger to coming from the back.
I think
You-
we need
you-
to call the cops.
You saw earlier, or last race, but he started towards the rear and darn near won the thing. It was a bit of a heartbreaking loss, thanks to, in fact, Sam Blaney, I believe. Yeah, the 59 car was the lap car who got in the way of Payson Avery coming to take the white flag, and it was Nathan Orman in the 95 who got to the inside of Payson Avery, made the pass, and ended up winning the race.
Yeah, Sam, if you can hear this, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna get you.
Daytona, typically a race where we don't see a lot of cautions. Last year's 500 went completely green, but the Clash actually did not. Last year's Clash had one caution.
It was the big one at Daytona.
They wrecked in turn 3, I believe. Cars got onto the apron, forced it 4 wide, and ended up piling up.
I think that's what happened anyway.
And then Ganaban ended up going on to win that race.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. I think I wrecked that race.
26 out front. He's kind of made a name for himself as a road course racer, winning in dominating fashion at Toronto. We'll see if he'll do that again this season.
Can you stop? You need to get some anti-yacht. Clearly is something at the same time.
I'd just like to notice that Avery Motorsports is not giving up as Ben Pierce moves into second.
Second
Look
time.
at this. Ford's gonna take away the top 4 at Daytona.
That's not right.
Oh, this might not be good. This might not be good.
It's gonna be Stash Motorsports at the head, Avery Motorsports in a bit of a Ford sandwich, followed by Black Cat Racing, and then mixed behind them. But teammates in second, or teammates in third and fourth.
Ow.
And let's see, we'll have Ford taking second. Who is in that car?
There goes Black Cat Racing to the inside of Ben Pierce, and he's gonna drop back.
Hey, Ben, you did something.
Shut up. Where are you?
I'm somewhere over the rainbow. I'm taking a
And
nap.
Ad's actually gonna get to the inside. Ad
Ben,
in the 78 Furniture Row Toyota Camry, reminiscent of Martin Truex Jr. in 2017, Kurt Busch in 2013, and Regan Smith before that. But that paint scheme has not run, that number has not run since Barney Visser retired it for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, but it's back here for Southwest NASCAR Series competition.
And it's the two Ford and a Toyota Ford. So,
Teammates 1-2 right now.
So the Fords have been very, very dominant today. Maybe that could be a thing.
Well, and we've seen Ford dominance at plate tracks before. Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, anybody? Ryan Blaney at Talladega this year?
You know what? 2009, was Brad Trunkowski getting his first win after killing Carl Edwards, who was in another Ford.
I think at the time Keselowski was in a Chevrolet.
No, he was in a Ford.
Keselowski was not driving for Penske that season. 2010, he started at Penske. His first win came in a Chevrolet. It was last lap Amp Energy 499, I believe. And coming to the checkered flag, Keselowski looked high. Edwards went to block. Keselowski looked low. Edwards went to block again. And to quote Darrell Waltrip, you get one shot at it, but you don't get two.
And speaking of get one shot, not two, Joey Logano did this very track against Tony Stewart. I think Joey went high, Stewart went low. Joey went low and just that was Kyle Busch not like that.
Well, and Joey Logano won the 2015 Daytona 500.
Didn't Kurt Busch win the 2017?
Yeah, Kurt Busch won in 2017. The odd years were, well, actually, technically speaking, the even years were 2 Denny Hamlin wins at this racetrack. Actually, that's not correct. Austin Dillon won 2018, and then Hamlin won this year, 2019. 37-50, and nobody's gonna take the gamble yet, dropping to the surface of their crews. 38-50, coming to 10 to go. And it's been all over the place here at Daytona. Defending champion out front. Oh, Ad looked, but the 69 came down to block.
This is pack. If you want to see pack racing, this is pack racing at its finest.
And we have one car coming to pit road, and that is not good.
Oh,
he is
no.
by himself. Kole McIlmoyle has no teammates in this race, only manufacturer teammates, and in fact, he's on pit road, and that is going to cost him.
Big time.
That is
You know what?
That's why you want to have teammates in this race. We
He's
knew that was going to be a
lapped.
talking point, but, well, you see the difference is here comes the field, and I presume we're going to see a lot more cars coming together down pit road. A couple
This might
Toyotas,
actually-
and Payson Avery splits his team up. This time it'll be Payson, Laukkanen, and Del Pino, as well as Anders on pit road.
And this actually might benefit the 61. He might be the first car lap down.
Well, there's no free pass in the 2003 rules package, so if there were to be a caution flag, you would not get it.
Let's check the 61.
Well, pit stops continue.
Where is the 61 on the scoring?
And here comes Mew and Ben. Pierce as well as Mew's better on pit road. And those two are not teammates.
So, let's see
And
where the
these two
61 is.
teammates, the 69 and the 59, continue to lead from Daytona. We'll see if they pit together, but they definitely hope that they should pit together.
Let's see where the 61 is on the scoring chart. Is everyone needs to go down on it?
He's currently scored in 14th.
Is he still in the lead lap?
Still in it, yes.
Caution, it might benefit him, but he's
And here comes
now.
the 59 and the 69. And those drivers are teammates. The 26 is on pit road. The 18 is in as well. 22 and the 8. So some more teammates here and manufacturer allies. For sure on this round of pit stops. We'll have to see who's actually going to end up with the lead after this.
This is going to be huge. This might actually benefit the 61. This actually
We've been
might.
saying that. I don't think it is because Builder's been outside. Well, now he's inside the draft and he's already behind Payson Avery, Mew's better, as well as Ben Pierce. And these guys will not be the leaders once that last group gets back onto the racetrack.
Let's see, the 61 is still not a lap down.
I never said he was going to go lap down. He's just not going to have a shot at the win. Because look at the difference. Look at how far ahead of the rest of the field these leaders are.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And they're all single file here.
I just realized I'm in ninth.
No one cares, Payson. You're irrelevant. I mean, oh man, that sucks for the team.
Oh, never mind.
Right now, I honestly think that it's probably going to come down to these two. Will the defending champion get the win? Or will his teammate do it? We're inside 10 to go. There goes Blaney to the inside. He'll take the lead away.
Is that a Sam Blaney?
Yes, it is.
Might be.
Sam Blaney in the 59 Coors Light Ford Mustang.
Somebody wreck him.
No.
I need
Payson wanting someone to be right. We might need to call the cops because you might have hired a hitman.
Don't do that.
So, we might need to call the police because Payson might have called the hitman for Sam Blaney.
Well, this second group has in fact caught the first one, so now we've got about
Look at the
7 or so
61.
cars in the lead pack.
Ben, if you win, you get a
From being
promotion.
40 seconds down to being up to the leaders. That might have been a great strategy call by the 61
Somehow the
teammate
61
team.
didn't get burned for it. And I almost wonder if it's because a lot of the field came down in groups of 2. And so when they actually kind of checked each other up coming onto pit road, I wonder if the cars coming to pit road didn't really have much organization. Couldn't get it back together once they got off of pit road. And just weren't ready for things when were overall less prepared when they got back onto the racetrack.
Here comes Builder.
Here comes Builder.
McIlmoyle for second. What a great I think also with the free air, he wasn't stuck behind anybody. Great call by the 61 team.
Ben,
Builder
if you win on Robux
just
right now.
behind the 59.
No.
Ben Pierce is running 3rd. Mueller's better 4th. 5th is the defending champion Coaster. 6th, well 6th was the 26th. Now he's up to 5th. 18 rounds out the top 7.
Oh, and here
Here comes
the 15
Pierce,
heading
and he's gonna have
inside.
help from Ben or from Mute.
He'll pass not only his Flasher partner, but his best friend. Bill that's on the outside with no help. He'll drop back. Way
Ben.
to go.
Go, Ben, go, Ben, go, Ben.
Ben up to the wall. Into the trial they come. This time by. 4 laps to go from Daytona. And the 59 of Sam Blaney is your race leader.
Again, not to be worried by everybody, but anybody in this pack can win. Anybody.
And
I
oh,
think
by the
in
way,
2000
don't necessarily count the guys behind him out just yet. They've gone single file, and they could be catching.
Go, Ben, go, Ben.
Stop
Ben
being
Pierce
biased, Payson.
running in behind Sam Blaney in 2nd, and Mew drops to the inside. Ben stays on the outside. Mew is better, takes 2nd away.
Did Mew just bump you?
I don't care. I don't feel it. Stop being biased.
Did he just bump
Mew
you?
is
Stop
better
being
to
biased.
P2, and Sam Blaney lying to see that side by side behind him.
This, again, is
And oh, by the way, look.
what the leader wants.
Now the top 11 are in this lead pack.
I think,
48 of
if I
50.
could say something,
Yes.
if Cole McIlmoyle would have made that move just a lap earlier, he would have been in the lead after these green flag stops.
Well, there's the 4. And Mew is better, takes the lead.
It forward to the lead.
2 to go.
Mew is better, taking the lead, 2 laps to go. And he could go 2 for 2, with the exception of the Clash last season.
I don't know.
This is only the 3rd race that this series has run at this racetrack. And if Mew were to win it, he would have a 66% win rate here at Daytona.
I hate to say it, but I feel it's going to be that 69 car.
Oh no!
But
I
here
thought
comes the
22.
69, and the entire community of Reddit went nice.
Coming to the white flag here.
White flag. One more. Hold on. Can I do the command, please, or the call?
White flag, 1 to go.
Oh, white
Sponsored
flag,
by
one
Cardo
more
and Maine.
now. Like, oh, god damn you, Dip. I mean, oh
Let's
man.
ride on board.
Ben, you do the checkered flag.
I don't know.
If the 69 is going to win this race, he's going to have to make a move in turn 3. Here he comes. Does he look out? No, he doesn't. The 18 takes 2nd away, and I think that's going to be it.
New wins the Daytona Clash. Oh my god.
It's not over yet.
Here they come to the line. Mew
Now
is
it's
better. 2 for 3 at Daytona.
But the 61 of Cole McIlmoyle, what a pit call from dead last to 3rd.
Hey, Ben, we got top 10.
And the big losers out of that, the 8 of DNP, the 92 of Esko Laukkanen, and the 78 of Adrian. The final results, the number 4 car gets first place, that's Muse Better. Second place, the 18 of Flashee McClashee. Third place goes to the 61 of Kole McIlmoyle. Fourth place, the 69 of Coaster Enthusiast. Fifth place, the 22 of Carlos Tavares. Sixth place, the 59 of Sam Blaney. Seventh place is the 10 of Brandon Del Pino. Eighth, the 26 for Matt Nile. Ninth, the 15 of Ben Pierce. 10th, Payson Avery in the number 5. And then Brian Anders in 11th, running the number 3. 12th for DNP in that 8 car. 13th for Esko Laukkanen in the 92, and 14th for Adrian in the 78. But that will do it for the Clash at Daytona. Next up will be on this stream. Don't go away. Next up will be Daytona 500 pole qualifying, and the way that we're gonna do that, we're going to be running 20 minutes of a practice session for this session.
Well, let's see if Cole McIlmoyle is still alive. Let's see about if we can get his reaction on his pit strategy, if he is again still alive, which I don't believe so. He is.
Well, first things first, I'm gonna see if I can't find the 92's car.
I will be right back.
I think he put it in.
Look what I put in the Sim Series chat.
There it is. So we take a short little break here. This might actually be a good opportunity for a tutorial of how to put paint schemes in. If you get a paint scheme as a .tga file, all you gotta do in order to get it into the game is you have to move it from wherever you save it to for downloads. You move it into Papyrus, NASCAR Racing 2003 season, and then exports, imports, and this is where all of your paint schemes go. And once the paint schemes are put into that folder, and I have it pinned to my quick access, but once they're moved into that folder, then all you have to do to put them into the game is reopen NR2003.
I am sad.
Hop over to Opponent Manager, and find the race car that you're looking for, which in this case is our favorite 92, and then you find the paint scheme, and it's important that you remember what it's named so that you get the right paint scheme, and there you go. Once you hit OK, that paint scheme appears onto the race car, and so we've got a car paint scheme made, and it's now in the game and ready to go for an event.
So, who do you think did, or just before the pole qualifying? Who do you think is gonna get it?
We'll see. I mean, Muse Better clearly showed a lot of strength here for the Daytona 500, but we'll see. So we head down to the racetrack to set the starting order, and we'll be running 20 minutes of practice, as previously mentioned. Here we go. Oh, whoops. Well, now we get to talk about the drivers that weren't in the Clash. This is now Daytona 500 qualifying, and we also get a chance to talk about the points format for this season, and I'm also going to bring up the format for the qualifying here. For those of you who have never witnessed, first we'll talk about qualifying. For those of you who have never witnessed Daytona 500 qualifying for NASCAR, although here we're doing group qualifying, in real life it's single car, but that's I digress about that. Daytona 500 qualifying for this series and for the real series as well. Whoever gets the top 2 spots on the score sheet, which is in terms of fastest lap times, the top 2 earn the pole for the Daytona 500, and they keep it for the Daytona 500. The rest earn starting positions 2 through 21 for the running of the Can-Am duels here at Daytona, and they must run the duels in order to, well, the position that they finish in the duels will set the running order for the rest of the field. And also, we'll be splitting up the starting order based on the top, all of the drivers in positions, in odd positions here in qualifying will run the top 21 or the top 20. The top 21 will run the first. So I'm kind of getting this confused. The even positions or the odd positions in qualifying here will run the first duel, and then the odd positioning will run the second.
Are you done now?
I'm done confusing y'all.
Okay, I literally muted you for 10 minutes. Okay. Anyways, you're just gonna see some great overall frickin' racing. That's what you're gonna see.
So, Payson, do you have any opinions on who's gonna get the pole?
Nope, because honestly, everybody's fast. Anything can happen. It's Daytona.
Well, right, as of right now, it's about a 11 second difference in lap times.
Deb, are you gonna share your screen?
Yeah.
Are you gonna stream the game? It's kind of
yeah.
important in mine. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Pause here.
So
Hope
sorry,
the game doesn't
sorry.
crash on us.
Sorry, it's just something really important. Okay, there.
There we go. Didn't crash. We continue qualifying here. Right now, sitting on the pole, it was the 18 car, now it's the 9 car of Alexander Rossi.
He had a great run. If I remember, I don't think he died.
What happened, Dad? Okay.
If I could say who I think is going to have the pole, is I can't think of anyone, but I think who just won the Clash has a really good speed weeks. That team always brings really good speed weeks car. Or DMP Racing always brings really good speed weeks cars. So anything can happen, but I'm gonna put money down that if he does not get the pole, he will be in the top 10.
Well, Mila's better currently running has scored 24th. Everybody on the racetrack, I think everybody is on the racetrack, and if not, everybody has at least posted a time as the 28 crosses the start-finish line to complete that lap. Everybody's times within 2 seconds of each other now. That 18 has the pole for now, but like we've said before, lap times at Daytona are so close that really the only way to improve them is by having a drafting partner with you. It seems like everybody has that, except for this 28 car, but we'll be catching this group just ahead of them.
I mean, in qualifying, like every other track, you want to have clean, fresh air, not at super speed tracks. I can't English, where you want to be around a lot of people.
Well, you want to have the most amount of cars in your pack, because the more cars you have in your group and the more formed up you are, faster you go. That's just simple facts of the draft. Right now that 18 is using it to a T, running around second place actually. He's in the same group of cars as second place Joey Maddox right now. They're going to be 3 wide here in qualifying.
What this pack wants to see.
Oh, by the way, for the 2 drivers who get on the front row for the Daytona 500, just like in real life, if they wreck out of the duels, they will not keep their starting position for the Daytona 500.
They will probably be sent to the back for qualifying in a backup car. Would that be the call, or what would be the call, Deb?
Yeah, they would be sent to the rear of the field, or changed to a backup car. However, everybody else who everybody who wrecks out of the duels will lose that positioning. Granted, we'll have to wait and see if we get any wrecks, because as of right now, there have been absolutely 0 wrecks this Speed Weeks.
Which, again, is what these car owners want to see. Again, it's also very odd for no crashes to be had at speed meets. Normally you would see a couple of huge wrecks, but not this year.
Well, clearly some good laps being had in this group right here. The 28 just set the pole time, and the 1 just set P2. And Light Yagami is going to peel off and come to pit road. They can make adjustments in this session as needed to make their car better.
Also, Dave, going back to the, sorry to interrupt you, we're going back to the wrecks at Speed Weeks. There's 12 minutes and 2 races, I think. Are we running the duels today?
No, the duels will be this Friday.
Okay, so there is there are this and 2 races, the 3 races, my bad. I have to correct myself for a huge wreck, but again, anything can happen. There could be a yellow free Speed Weeks.
The 15 leads that major pack of cars. This is the largest group on the racetrack right now, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of groups of 3, some with 4, others with 1 or 2. But this group of cars, well, there's one with 5 right here, but the largest group on the racetrack right now, this group actually has 7. If we can get back here, this group actually is tied for the largest with 7.
I think that 15 will get a really good lap of viewers behind maybe a car or 2.
And they're about to catch another group ahead. They're going to become 9 cars when they do that.
This is what this 15 needs. They get behind a car so to get some draft and not be the pusher.
You mean the leader?
Well, he needs to be behind a car, not be pushed. He needs to have a pusher, not be pushed.
Now to talk about the points format for this season, last year we ran the 2003 rules package. This year we're changing things up. We're going to be running the 2019 rules package with the exception of stages. So there will be no stage points awarded at all for any of these races. And then finishing positions, Well, it's gonna be simple. 1 point per position. Winner gets 40 points plus 5 for leading a lap, and if they led the most laps, they will get 10 points. And then
Well, 10 extra. Wait, would it be 10 extra points? Sorry.
10 points for leading the most laps, 5 points for leading a lap, and then 40 for winning, or 40 for finishing first, 39 for second, 38 for third, 37 for fourth, 36 for fifth, and so on and so forth. As for the championship format, we're going to be running the chase format that is run in the 2019 series, meaning the top 16 in points will make it into the chase. The difference here is that between us and the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series format is there is no win and you're in. You must make it into the playoffs on points. Once you're in the playoffs, though, a win will pretty much ensure you move on to the next round.
So this, what I'm getting at is this is a
There'll be round of 16 for the first round, and then round of 12, round of 8, and 4 will have a shot at winning the championship come Homestead Miami Speedway.
So what I'm getting at is this is a 2000 or a late 90s 2000 point system.
No, it's a 2019 point system. Except because the 2003 point system was 3 point. It was
Well, it's
180 for winning the race, and then it was in the 70s. Or, yeah, 70s. It was not a point per position for the 2000s.
Well, you didn't let me. Well, it's kind of like a hybrid between the two, plus some added stuff.
It's almost a hybrid for the regular season, and then it will be straight 2019 come the chase.
Okay. This is really crazy. I'm not used to this stuff. I really, honestly cannot wait for it.
And, oh, by the way, that 28 car is a Stash Motorsports car.
And
He's
here's
on the
what-
pole right now. And then the 1 is an independent driver. He's got second as of this moment in time. Under 10 minutes remain in this qualifying session. The 6, the number 6 car, that is Payson Lazard. He's an independent. And then you've got the 59 who ran the Clash. That would be Sam Blaney in that Coors Light car, and he drives for the aforementioned Black Cat Racing. Currently scored 18th, and in the same pack as him is Flashee McClashee for DNP Racing. Then the 54 scored in 6th. He's an independent driver. Then you've got the 9 of Alexander Rossi in this other group, and he drives for Cassidy Team Racing. The 21 of Winterwolf, I believe it might not even be on the racetrack right now, but he's a Builder Motorsports Ford Mustang. There's the 21.
Yeah, there he is. That
Yo,
beautiful
Jeff, I'm gonna head out for a
section.
bit.
Alright,
Okay.
and then the 24 is somewhere on the racetrack right now. He's currently scored in 9th, and that is actually Thomas Cassidy himself, owner of Team Cassidy Racing. There he is. Then the 78 of Adrian running out the top 10. He is also somewhere on this racetrack. And that
Oh, that pack might click the 15.
running
again.
for DNP Racing. There he is.
But all by himself. Shocking. Had that kind of a lap.
Currently scored in 60th. Currently being shown as 11th is the number 60 of Racing Pimentel, another independent driver. Then the 19 of Matthew McCarthy, also an independent driver. Then you've got the 13 of Matt Wynn, as well, independent. Then the 26 of Matthew Niall, who is a team owner he's the owner of Stash Motorsports. Then you've got the 15 of Ben Pierce for Avery Motorsports, as this pack gets a little frisky.
Hey, there's my line.
Then you have the 12 of Parker for Builder Motorsports. The 69 of Coaster Enthusiast, driving for Aiden Smith and Black Cat Racing. Then the 33 of Kenneth Laura, I believe is how you pronounce that name. He's an independent driver. Then you have the 10 of Brandon Delpino for Team Cassidy Racing. The number 98 of Tim Gary for Avery Motorsports. He's the 4th driver for them. Then you have the 83 of Niall O'Hare, who is an independent. The 83 is that car. Then you got the 7. You've got the number 7 car, who I actually can't remember off the top of my... Oh yeah, it's Jimmy Johnson. He is an independent. Number 3 is Ryan Anders, and he's also independent. And then rolling off in scored in 25th right now, the 27 of Carter Boyd, and that is for Stash Motorsports. Then you've got the 20, which is the car of Kevin Bassard for Team Cassidy Racing. Then you have the 00 of Alexander McSpeed, another independent. The 56 of Cody Goforth for Builder Motorsports. The 92 of Esko Laukkanen by himself. The 38 of Jacoby Kingston for Niche Motorsports. Then you got the 45 for Niche Motorsports, James Youngman. And the 22 of Carlos Tavares for Niche Motorsports also. Well, and the driver of that car, Carlos Tavares, he ran the Clash. Then scored in 33rd is the 25 of David Dodd for Stash Motorsports. And then the 95 is Nathan Ormond, who won the Coca-Cola Exhibition, trying to continue his good vibes into the start of this season. Currently scored in 34th, independent. Number 5, Payson Avery, is scored as 35th. And that car is owned by Payson for Avery Motorsports. Cole McIlmoyle running in 36th. And actually, as things change, he moves up the field in that 61 car for BM. 37th right now, 4 moves better for DNP Racing. And then 38th, the 79 of Chip Ganassi for Black Cat Racing. Then the 89 of Aiden Smith for Black Cat Racing. The top 40 is the 88 of Emily Winters. Then you've got the 44 of Damian Fenton, scored in 41st for Niche Motorsports. And then the final independent driver and the final driver currently with a lap in this field is the 51 of Max Weisner. 43.710, the time to beat right now.
Oh my god, 61 moved from middle of last to 5th.
That must have been a quick lap, either catching up by getting drafted off of another group or something, because you didn't just do that.
Let's see where the 61 is, my bad. He is...
And he's actually, no one's in the middle of this, is not in the middle of that group. He's not there either. I think he might have come down pit road and called it quits after setting that time. 8 seconds remain.
And the 28
And that'll do it for the qualifying session.
is your pole sitter.
And
Very
so
good.
we'll take a look at the final standings. This will set the order for the duels.
So,
And so we'll actually, and then this,
Drivers, to your cars.
so,
and this game will actually be the
God.
setup for
oh, okay.
the Daytona 500.
Okay. Like, what are you doing? I think. Okay.
Well,
So,
thank you guys for tuning in to Daytona 500 qualifying. On the pole for the Daytona 500, Light Yagami, and second will be Andy Cooley. All they got to do in order to get there is survive the duels. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will set up in your absence between now and the start of Friday's duels. We will be setting up those duels and having a little bit of fun with that. Anyhow, thank you for tuning in. Until Friday, I've been Dean P. Alongside me has been Ben Pierce and Payson Avery. And at select few times, Kole McIlmoyle. Until the next one, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you Friday for the duels. Take care, everybody.
see ya.